This is the Vernal height adjusting standing desk. This is kind of like their normal like base model. They do have other models. This entire setup that you see shipped in 3 boxes. The file cabinet was in one, this was in one, and the desk was in one. If you get just the desk, it comes in 2 boxes. You get one that's got the tabletop, and then you have the legs and all of that stuff that comes in a separate box. Really easy to do. I am out here with this Vernal desk, and we also have the legs here and the optional desk shelf and the optional file cabinet. And then I went ahead and got the wheels too. And my plan is here to put this here in the garage. And then I'm going to do my lasers, which are over here on it, and a 3D printer, have a monitor and a computer that can control those. And then I can adjust it to whatever height I want and do all of that. So I'm gonna get this thing put together. Then we'll start moving stuff around in the garage and try to figure out where everything's gonna go. So I've laid out everything except for obviously the tabletop. I'll open that in a second, but I've got all my parts out. Most of them are numbered, so that'll make it nice and easy. So now I'll look at the instructions and we'll get to work. All right, I skipped some steps off camera here, but I attached this to this, did those, and then I attached these brackets. Now we're gonna put 7 screws on each side to attach this. We'll insert that into there. We'll insert the other one, and then we'll attach the other side. All right, so I got everything on, got my optional casters on there. Now my lovely assistant's gonna help me flip this over. I'm gonna wheel it into the garage and call today because it's starting to get a little chilly out here, and I'll come back tomorrow and finish. So in my haste, I forgot to install that. Those are the self-leveling feet that I removed to put the casters on. I'll put that on later. Same thing with those brackets. I will also work on the file cabinet and show you that. And we have the back shelf that we will get set up once I have it in place. But yeah, this thing moves real easy on those casters. Like, let me back out and show you. I'm just grabbing that with just my fingers and I'm able to move it. I really like that for the garage. I will do a power test here in a second off camera just to make sure I wired everything right. The casters do lock, which is nice. So when I get it where I want it, I can lock just the front ones. So I don't have to crawl under the table. And that'll be nice. Yeah, I'm really gonna like this thing because I can fit the monitor and computer. I'll probably do that in the middle. I'll have a 3D printer on it. And then I'll have at any time probably 1 or 2 lasers on it. Now, for the lasers, the bottoms of them tend to be pretty abrasive, and this is bamboo. So I will cut a square of cardboard, the footprint of the laser, plus a little extra room, and put the laser on that so they don't scratch it up. I had another desk from another manufacturer, and I set a laser on and then went to pick it up and drug it a little, and it scratched it. So I'll do that just to protect it. Not a big deal. If you're doing your computer stuff on here, you'd be totally fine. But since those lasers weigh 50, 60 pounds, I'll err on the side of caution so I don't scratch another one. And yeah, we'll come back tomorrow. It's another day and it's actually colder now. So I've got my fancy hat and flannel and stuff on. I'm going to raise this for the first time. I've got it plugged in. Get this to a good height so I can assemble the file cabinet. And then it'll be nice because then I can lower it to get it down easier. That's probably good. So let me get the file cabinet stuff out. We'll spread it out on this moving blanket to protect the desk. And we'll get it put together. Then I will do the shelf. I figured it'd be easier to do this first. And then I could have the shelf on here. And then we'll see about putting some of my stuff on it. I think I'll put a 3D printer on it first. I've got some tests I need to do with one of my 3D printers, and I don't have room for it inside. So we'll get it out here, and we'll get those tests going, and this will be a good shakedown for this. I think I'm actually going to start filming out here. I'm not sold with this down here. I may go ahead and move it back to the back where I have my other table, just because then I can keep the garage door closed, and I can still have a good camera angle. You can probably hear that leaf blower that's moving sand right now. It's kind of annoying. And then I'll, build a little bit of something on the back here, maybe put some posters or my play buttons or something up. Then I can come out here and I can do like my lasers, my 3D printing. If I need good ventilation for something like doing rub and buff on a 3D print, I can come out here and do that. And I think that'll be great. But let me get this file cabinet going. I think with it, I'm going to mostly keep like stuff for the lasers, the extra lenses, stuff like that. So I think this file cabinet's going to work pretty dang good. So as I'm taking this out, I'm realizing that this actually isn't metal. It's like a pretty good MDMF or something, which I like because it actually makes it a little bit more sturdy. And because humidity's not an issue here, I can store it in the garage just fine. I don't have to worry about it actually running out of table here. Hopefully that doesn't fall. Sure is thinking about it. Hang on one second, little buddy. Oh, that's a nice chunky piece. Yeah, this is getting a little dodgy here. Make some room. This thing's actually going to be pretty dang nice, I think. I was kind of hoping it would be a few pieces so I could get it together quick, but I just keep finding more and more and more, but that's okay. This is all I'm doing today, so it'll take however long it takes. Dang, there's still pieces. And this is packaged really nice. It's got these like thick pieces of cardboard in here and foam, and the desk was the same way. Had big chunky pieces of foam protecting the corners. I really appreciate that. That is a nice little feature so you don't get everything all scratched up. Dude, I am plumb out of room. Good, I think these are the last couple of pieces here. I guess we'll leave that protective layer in there for a second. Dang man, this thing is no joke. Make sure I get all the pieces. They've even got the fasteners taped in there so they don't like slide around. That's kind of nice. Okay, I've got everything. And I've buried the manual, of course. So here's what it's going to look like when we're done. And yeah, I'm just going to get to it. Looks like it might have a key too. That's kind of nice. So it comes with like a bunch of push dowels, screws, has a little tiny screwdriver. You've got the casters, and then it does come with a pretty basic lock with 2 keys, it looks like. I also really like this company because everything is lettered, so I know exactly what I'm doing. I put together something the other day. It was like a grill stand, and they didn't number or letter any of the pieces. Half of them looked exactly the same, and they just kind of threw them in the box. And it took me 2 hours to put together something that probably should have taken like 20 minutes. So it's real nice that these have the stickers. So I know like I'm looking for A and B. I assume this is B. Where's the sticker? Sticker. Yep, there's the sticker. So this is B. So I'm going to put the pins in this as it asks for. And we'll go to the next step. I'll spare you all that. I just wanted to show you that. All of the fasteners are numbered too, which is really, really nice. I don't know what that fastener is called, but it's really cool. It's got like a Phillips head there. It screws down in there, and then it has this post, which I assume is going to go into something. I have to put 4 of these in each side of this, and they're going in so nicely. Like, very cool little fastener. Yeah, so these fasteners come in this step. I'm taking, what is this? A into C and B into C, and they're just going in here. And then it kind of holds it in place, but then I imagine something's going to fasten in there in a minute. Yeah, so here we go. There's these, and they're going to insert in there and then turn around that little guy. Let's see how easy these go in. So I think you just do like this, and then let me find my screwdriver. I'm just going to fiddle around with it here for a minute, get it to set. Ah, that is cool. I'm sure those have been around for a long time, but I've never used something like that. That's pretty fun. So I'm just going to put 6 of those in, and those are going to help latch this together. This thing is going together really nicely. We're going to take this and just make sure I got the holes right. So I want it like that. And then again, we're just going to go down into these holes with like 4 dowels and 6 of these cool little fasteners. Just kind of try to get everything lined up. There we go. There we go. And that's going to be the top. And then again, I'm going to go in with those little twist fasteners. And then I'm just going to put those here in 6 places. Same kind of deal here on the bottom. There were 4 dowels. Now it has me coming in with 6 of these. And then presumably the casters and stuff. Like this is one of the easiest pieces of furniture I've ever had to put together. Even the desk was really good, but this file cabinet is way easier. Like why can't everyone just put a little bit of attention and thought into designing it so it's easy for me to put together? Please, thank you. This is still going smoothly. I'm putting the drawers together now. They are slightly different, but pretty much they're the same. So I won't show you both, but you put those 3 pieces in, and now we slide the bottom of the drawer in. I love having this in the garage. I was way up here and my shoulders were getting tired screwing these in, and I'm like, what am I doing? And I just lowered the desk like 6 inches. I'm gonna like having this thing out here. So here's something I've never seen before on a file cabinet. The bottom drawer, one of the casters actually goes onto it to help support the weight. That's pretty cool. And ta-da, that's all done. Now we'll go ahead and get the shelf done. Here's my nice little thing. And again, I'll just keep my lenses and stuff in there for now. Maybe like welding coupons and stuff. Just stuff that I kind of want to have out of the way. Now I just need to put the shelf together and get that in place. Don't mind this, that's for my scooter. Let's see what we've got here. Really nice piece of cardboard that I'm going to keep. I have a cardboard project I'm going to do soon, and that'll be very nice. It's got lots of foam in here. Let's get all that out of there. Oh, I didn't realize the shelf was also bamboo. I really like that. I was thinking it was metal for some reason, and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to like metal, but this matches the tabletop. Very nice. I guess I should have paid better attention, huh? Nice little surprise. Yeah, but here's these rubber corners that I was talking about. This is like really good rubber, and the desk had those too to protect the top surface. They've got them here, and like that is not cheap rubber. That's an attention to detail. Other manufacturers would have just used foam. This is a little bit of premium. I quite appreciate that. Being the pack rat I am, I'll probably keep those too. Never use them, but maybe someday they'll come in handy. So yeah, it looks like I've got 5 pieces here. That should be pretty quick. I'll just go ahead and put it together, and then we'll start setting this up. So I'm gonna show you one part here. This is a really nice attention to detail. The Allen wrench that they came with, the Allen key, is just big enough to fit in there so you can tighten it. I really, really appreciate that. I'm flying through this. This was just 6 fasteners. Now I put the shelf on it, and I'm basically done. I mean, you couldn't ask for something easier than that. So let's check that out real fast. I think there's just that one step left. And this will hold up to 20 kilograms, and then the little metal shelf will hold about 4 kilograms. And it comes with these nice little rubber feet, so you're not scratching the surface up. I'll put those on, and we'll slide the shelf on. And then we're pretty much done. We'll get this set up. I'm gonna put the 3D printer out here first. Originally I was gonna store my lasers on this. They're over there in the corner right now on a folding table, which is buckling because of the weight, even though I've got them over the legs. This will do a lot better with that, because that one in the front weighs like, I don't know, 40 pounds. The one in the back weighs like 60, and it'll be nice to have them on here. And then maybe the 3D printer in the center. But for now, I'm just gonna get the 3D printer out here, my laptop, and probably a portable monitor, because it's a little bit better quality than the laptop screen, because I have some printing experiments I want to do. So I just realized I goofed. I have these over here. I should have had them here so the shelf can go in. So I'm gonna remove these real fast and then we'll get it right. Of course, I noticed after I put the sticky pads on, but they should come off pretty easy. There she is in her beauty. I think I like the file cabinet there, because that way I have the control, you know, where I can stand and I can easily reach it. You can put your monitor up there. This actually slides out on like felt, so you can, you know, put stuff there or whatever. And yeah, I probably won't use this today because the printer is going to cause some rocking, and I don't want this to like fall off, just slowly move. But for a computer situation, or when I'm using the lasers that don't violently shake, I think I will use that. This printer is not going to live out here. I just have a lot of testing to do on it, and I'm going to set it up out here for now, so it's going to work great. But yeah, like this thing is nice. It's a little dusty from the cardboard and stuff. I need to wipe it down, but it's pretty cool. And then again, the filing cabinet. This is rated for 264 pounds, although it does have a max load of up to 355 pounds. I'm only gonna ever have about 100 on here, 2 lasers, which will be about 100, or some printers and stuff. So under 100, it's gonna be great for me. The noise level on this is really nice. A real nice whir. Like you could have a kid sleeping in the same room and do this, and I don't think they would even notice. It does 1.5 inches per second. It's designed for users that are from 5'3" to 6'9". pretty great. I'm using this out here. Now it will actually go lower if the file cabinet isn't there. So we're not gonna go to the lowest setting, but I'm never gonna be using that. Most of the time I'm out here, I wanna stand up, but I like that I can raise it to the exact height. Like if I need to put something together and there's a screw, you know, I can have it at one height. If I need to screw something higher, then I can lower it. Anytime I'm gonna work with anything that might scratch the surface, I'll just throw a towel on it or a moving blanket. I'm not using this as an actual work desk. I'm using this as a workshop desk. So my use case is gonna be a little bit different than yours. If you're just doing your normal desk stuff on here, you'll be fine, but I'm gonna have like metal parts and stuff on here and I don't wanna scratch it. It's easy to grab one of those moving blankets and make sure I don't, or cut a piece of cardboard to size like I'm gonna do for my lasers because the bottom of them tend to scratch things up. The 3D printer, not so much. You do have 3 memory modes here on this one. So I can say I like this height, I think do memory, and then 1. Say I'm sitting in my office chair because my feet are tired, or I need to work on something on a computer before I actually get it going on a laser or a printer. I can have it here, but then I wanna go to my standing height, and I can go ahead and just press the button and it'll go ahead and go to that saved site. Pretty standard on these kind of things. I will say these also come in multiple length sizes. You can get something that's gonna be like the width or length that you want. I'm pretty happy with this size myself. There are options too, like you can have a drawer, keyboard tray, a computer holder, the file cabinets like I got, the casters like I've got, and then of course that little stand deal. They market this as a quick assembly. I've assembled 3 standing desks prior to this from other brands, and honestly, this one was the greatest one. I actually kept going inside and telling my wife, this thing's great, and she was getting kind of fed up with it. Almost every single thing has a threaded insert. There are a few things you have to attach that don't have threaded inserts, but there's very few, and it just made everything so nice. This is actually like probably my favorite one. I do need to lock the casters before I get this 3D printer going because it's gonna rock a little, and I don't want it to slowly scoot across the floor, so remind me to do that, guys. But yeah, this is the Vernal desk. I really love this thing. You'll probably see this thing in a lot of videos going forward, as anytime I'm out here working on stuff, probably gonna be on this thing. I've been using this for several prints now, and I had one fail overnight. Wow. What happened here? I've never quite seen that. So I'm gonna get this cleared out and reset. We're gonna investigate and try to, oh, I see what happened. The filament did something weird up here. Okay, so I think that's our problem. I'll get this reprinted. I really love this thing. It's nice. You just, oh, I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier. We're gonna start this filament over. My little clippers here. And since that got all kinked up, we'll go ahead and cut that there. And then get that out of there. This is the first time I've seen this happen on this printer. Mind you, I've only got, I don't know, 50, 60 hours on here. Tighten those up. Those all look good. Now, I have never seen that before. That almost looks like Fordite. I'm just going to take the plate out, be easier. Go ahead and flip the sheet over. There we go. And let's see. Put that back a little so I can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to go ahead and reprint it from here. Hopefully this succeeds. I really want this before my wife's parents get here. And they'll be here tomorrow, so I need this to go correctly. And yeah, there we go. I really do like this thing. It has not had any issues with this printer. This printer does not move this desk at all. I've got room to work here. Eventually I'll have my lasers here. This is going to be nice. I can even bring a mini PC out here, set it right here, have a portable monitor that I just bring out when I need to do something, wireless keyboard. And, you know, I've got another project set up over here that I can get ready to do soon. Oh, this is going to be such a great thing. And, you know, I can store my tools down there in that. Oh, I love it, guys. I love it.